What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be showing you my settings. I've had a lot of requests about this. A lot of people have asked me about keybinds, sensitivity, and colorblind mode. Recently, since they nerfed Deuteronope 10, I switched to colorblind mode off, and that has helped my game a lot, as did raising my brightness to 150%. That makes the game look a lot better. These are the settings that I play on. View distance, near, off. Textures I have on high and then low. I'll explain that in a minute. VSync off. You should never have that on. Motion blur, only turn it on if I'm going for clips or something. Show FPS, doesn't really matter. I don't really know much about this. And then allow multi-threaded rendering. And this is the reason I have my textures on high, because if you have this on and you have a good enough PC, then even if you put your textures on high, it won't impact your FPS at all. And use GPU crash debugging, I just have off. Now, of course, NA West, for some reason my ping has went up a bit recently. I have no idea what that's for, but okay. Toggle sprint. I don't know anyone who uses that, and I don't know if you should ever use that ever. So don't do that. Sprint by default, I do have on, and I do have left shift bound to my edit. I'll go over that a little bit later. Sprint cancels reloading off, of course. Auto open doors. I know some people that do have this on, but personally, I feel like it wouldn't help me, so I have it off. Hold to swap pickup. I love this because if I'm early game and I have a common SMG and I see a green one, instead of having to pick it up, swap it, and then drop it, I just hold my use key and then go on my way. Toggle targeting. I don't know anyone who uses this. Mark danger when targeting. I just double click my mark button instead of having two. Auto pick up weapons off. I don't know anyone who uses that either. Auto sort consumables to right. That's where I always have them, so may as well. Reset building choice. It's kind of controller. Turbo building. Of course, on. We got confirm edit on release. Some people use it, some people don't. Personally, with my edit key, I do. But it doesn't really matter. If you're really used to without it, then there's no reason to turn it on. Unless you really want to. And yeah, I mean, I record replays on. I don't really do any of this. Let's see. HUD scale, I have set to 62%. And then this is my HUD. And here's my sensitivity. 7.5, 800 DPI. I try not to change my sensitivity at all, so this probably won't change ever. I did change it a few months back, but haven't changed it since. And then 42.5, 42.5, and the rest is not important. Controller options. This is just what I have my sound settings to. Yep, that's that. Now keybinds. Here's this. WASD, of course. We got sprint is unbound. Don't need that. I have sprint by default, like I mentioned earlier. Auto run caps lock, it's just right there. I just hit it with my ring finger, very simple. Crouch, left control. It's comfortable for me. And that's all normal. And then reload. I actually do not have R bound to any key, so I use middle mouse button just because it's really simple. I like it better than having to move my index off WASD or anything like that, and use R. So I just use middle mouse button. And this is where it starts to get a little bit weird. My use key is B, and you probably haven't seen anyone with the use key B. Basically, I play with my keyboard straight up and down, and not many people do that. But I saw Tifu do it back in the day, and so I'm like, you know what, why not? And it gives you more mouse room, and it's pretty comfortable if you find the right position. It's very weird at first, but once you find the right position to play in, it's very comfortable, and you can hit a lot more keys with your thumb. That's a really important thing. You can hit X, C, V, B, N, M, K, J. You can hit so many keys with your thumb when you turn it. It's a lot more comfortable. And Down here, harvesting tool. Z, just move my ring finger down. Pretty simple. I like that one. I tried to use one a while back, but I just like Z too much. I was too used to it. And then my weapon slots. For some reason, 1 feels weird for me to hit, and 6 feels like too far, so that's why I didn't go with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 thing. So I did 2 for my AR, because it just feels good for me, and then 3 and 4 is my shotgun SMG, or shotgun crash pads for like tournaments. And then the last 2 slots I have is X and C. A few months back again, I changed that too, because they were very unoptimal. It was like scroll wheel up and scroll wheel down, and those were not good. So I just had X and C unbound, so I just changed them to those. And now I can use scroll wheel up and down for like scroll wheel reset, because I used to not use that. Control building binds. They are very optimal actually. Q is on ring finger, V is on thumb, E is on index, roof is on my right thumb on my mouse, and then trap. I haven't changed this since when traps were in the game. When traps were in the game, this was very OP to have it right there, because I could just trap people super easily. But I probably could change that if I really wanted to, but I don't need to. And so yeah, those are all very optimal because they're all on different fingers. And on top of that, my edit key is also on a different finger. So my edit and all my builds are all on different fingers, which is really good. That's why I love left shift. Not many people like it because they say like pinky is the weakest finger, and I thought that at the beginning, but once you start playing with it, my pinky became like one of my fastest fingers, and now, especially with edit on release, it's the exact same speed as using F or G or any of those other keys, and it's very optimal because you don't need to move your finger off W, A, S, or D. Same with thumb edit keybinds. I have a lot of keybinds on my thumb, so pinky, all I use is left control and left shift, so that's perfect for that. Yeah, and then this is just, I use scroll wheel down to reset. Repair upgrade, I use G. Just reach over my index. If we go down here, yeah, ping, I use T. And just double click it for danger mark. Push to talk, K, none of this is really important. J is my email, my thumb, and yeah. That's pretty much, those are all the settings. And it was really good to get used to these building keybinds, because when you're new, having very optimal keybinds is very important. So if you're watching this and you're new to PC or just keyboard, definitely start using optimal keybinds. You don't have to use mine, just make sure they're optimal enough to the point where you don't have so many keybinds on one finger. Like, if you guys know who Mr. Savage M is, he used to have all of his build binds, including his trap, on his index, and he had guns on his index, and he had reload on his index. He had way too many keybinds on his index. Recently he switched them up, but that's pretty much the end of the video. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.